relates to
Pallavi Joshi. Pallavi Upadhyay, she is available with us. She is going to present about the work being done by the Millets for Health. She is the co-founder and managing director of the Millets for Health Association. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pallavi Upadhyay, and I'm the co-founder and managing director of an enterprise called Millets for Health. We have been working on the promotion and sale of millets since 2016. Of course, a lot has already been said about what millets are, what they do. So, of course, I will not try to repeat that. A lot of my time is thank you to everyone for your valuable insights. We've all talked a lot about the farmer side of things and what is being done with the farmers. What I'm going to try to bring in with my presentation is what we have been doing with consumers since our work started with millets in 2016. So, of course, we know that millets were grown in larger quantities earlier, and some of the millets have been growing in India for 2,000, 3,000 years. They find references in cultural and religious customs and in sayings and a lot of other songs and texts of the country. They were considered food of the poor. So they were considered food of the poor because they grow in poor soil. They were used as a main cereal in most households. There has been a gradual decline in the consumption and production of millets over the last 30 years because of several socioeconomic reasons. Upward mobility, people wanted to eat more refined grains. There was drudgery associated with processing of millets. Most of them were hand pounded, and women of the household had to do that job. So all of that together has led to the decline in the consumption and production of millet sports. Of course, there were also many positive policies promoting wheat and rice, so that also contributed to the whole, the dynamics around millets. This has led to declining diet diversity. Our traditional diet used to be very, very rich in terms of nutrition. We had, diet diversity, a diverse range of grains in the Indian subcontinent that people used to consume. But with the reduction in the consumption of these grains, it also led to reduction in nutrition diversity and the impact on nutrition of women and children. Why millets? Of course, we talked about this. It's excellent for farmers. No, they need very less pesticides and fertilizers. They are less reliant on irrigation, electricity. The seeds are reusable and traditional. Millets grow in dry areas, in unfertile, sandy soils, and it also means nutritional security for farmer families. This leads to more security and strengthening the rural economy. Millets also have very low environmental impact because they need less water to grow. They are climate sensitive and climate smart crops. They don't have pesticide or chemical outflow, and they contribute to agricultural biodiversity and preservation of traditional farming methods. And the most important, which we are going to talk about today, is that millets are excellent for consumers. They are excellent for people. And the topic of today is looking at nutrition as a key thing from the perspective of promoting millets to consumers. So they are high in calcium, iron, beta carotene. The fiber content, as we saw in one of the previous presentations, is exceptionally high. So millets are complex carbohydrates. Makes them very well suited for diabetes, for people who are consuming this for prevention as well as management of lifestyle diseases that are plaguing our country today. The mineral content is very good. They are very easy to cook. This is key when we are going to talk today. That this is, what we need to promote to the consumers are that millets are actually not very difficult to cook. They are easy to consume, and this is the mindset and perspective from which we need to work. They are an excellent alternative to wheat and rice. All millets are gluten-free. Gluten is causing many, many problems for many in the country today. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, gluten intolerances. Much of it is going undiagnosed, and there is a large consumer base that is available, for people who want to start producing and making products for them. All millets, there are 9 popular varieties of millets in the country, which was, categorized into major and minor millets. All of them are alkaline. So our body, we need to consume largely alkaline foods. Millets are being also promoted as alkaline foods which can prevent and manage cancer in many cases. So there are many doctors and evangelists across the country who are talking about millets now as a way to prevent, manage several types of diseases. Children on the autism spectrum who are advised to go on a gluten-free and calcium-free diet. Most of the parents, they end up feeding the children soy products or, largely rice, which does lead to a reduction in the nutrition that children face. Including millets in the diet of those children is also a great opportunity, and we have been working on that for the past few years. The Millets for Health journey, our brand is Millets for Health. We started working in 2016. When we started, the project was a passion project for us. The enterprise was a passion enterprise for us. It started because, my husband and I are co-founders of the company. We both from the social sector. So we had been doing some work with millet farmers in the past, and there was the market demand was very low. We tried to sell it, the product didn't move, so we decided that we'll do it in an enterprise form and try to promote the product in the market and do it ourselves. Also, it is because of my own health journey, we benefited from eating millets. We can talk about that separately. So we said that this is a product which needs to come to the market, but when we started, there was virtually no demand in the northern states. So for us, it was a very education-heavy model that we worked with. In the early years, we primarily targeted the organic food consumer, who are people who are actively searching for healthy alternatives and people who are looking to eat gluten-free, organic, healthy food. Millets were a very, very good choice for people like that, and so those are the customers that we targeted initially. We also worked on people who are looking for disease reversal, diabetes, and other lifestyle disorders, which was also, again, another, good market segment. And, the market is still there, so this is not just in the earlier, but this continues to be there. So this is what we focused on initially. And of course, parents of children on the autism spectrum and children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. So we had a lot of parents who came to us for millet and millet-based products. What did we do? We addressed the consumer challenges and pain points. We have a little store in Noida, second experience center. You can come and eat millets, buy millets, all of that. This is the pictures from there. So we addressed consumer challenges and pain points. We fed millets to people at media. Selling the product in a packet, it doesn't, for people who have been unfamiliar with millets as a produce, as a staple, and our vision was to re-promote it, re-include it in people's diets as a staple. So it was important to re-familiarize people with millets, and looking at a packet doesn't do anything for anybody. So people needed to eat millets. So we went to various melas, and Ministry of Women and Child Development did this mela for 3 years in a row where they promoted women entrepreneurs. So we fed people millets in Delhi Haat and at different, all of these different places. And once people started eating millets, they realized, they can continue to talk about the health benefits, the nutrition benefits, but unless, it makes sense to the tongue that it's not a very sustainable change in the dietary habits of people. So by feeding people millets, it was easier for us to come and get them to have a conversation with us about it. So that's what we did at several events. We taught people how to cook with millets. You eat it, but if you don't know how to cook it, it becomes very, very difficult. So we did a lot of workshops, and as a consumer-focused brand, of course, this was a bit heavy in terms of the effort that went into it, but we realized it was important, and most of our most sustainable customers came from this segment. People who learned how to cook millets, people who learned how to work with different millets, foxtail millet and little millet, it all remained very alien unless you learn how to work with it. So we did live workshops. Of course, during COVID times, we did online workshops. I now have an e-learning course online that anybody can access. So we did all of this where people cooked along with us, and we went to various places and taught people how to cook with millets. We fed millets regularly. We have a little experience center in Noida where people we did weekend lunches. Of course, COVID impacted this aspect of the work significantly. But pre-COVID, we did a lot of food and fed people, experiences. You can book any kind of meal with us and come and eat. So a lot of this led to very, very sustainable change in consumer habits. Also, I personally trained close to 15 chefs in Delhi NCR We supply to some of the bigger hotels, our base millets. But of course, in the first step, everybody needs to become familiar with millets. So I've trained close to 50 chefs from restaurants like Soda Bottle Opener Wala to the Oberois to the Oberoi Center for Learning and Development in Delhi. And I continue to work, for our brand, I continue to work with several restaurants for them to understand millet and help them curate their millet menu. So if any of you are in Delhi, you can go to Green Hour Cafe. They have 3 branches. Green Hour has the most fabulous plant-based, millet-based menu, and all of the millets that you will see there come from us. These are just some of the pictures of the different restaurants and millets on their menus. Changing trends now. There's a renewed interest in millets in the last 2 and 3 years since we've seen the change going from 2016 to now. And post-COVID, there is a lot of awareness. People want to eat healthy. People are looking for solutions. But there are many more people aware now than they were when we started our work. But now the solutions that are needed, products that are needed are very different. We need to have more easy to use, ready to consume sort of products that can be there in the market. And I think that's where industry and all of us, it's great that we're talking about it. We can continue telling farmers to grow millets, but unless the demand is created, it's not going to be a very sustainable change. So to benefit the environment, to benefit the farmers, and also to for the demand to grow, we need to create products that are easy to use, to consume, convert these customers who are on the fence. People are looking for solutions, but not everybody has the time to invest in cooking millets maybe from scratch. So mainstream products like instant food mixes, noodles, bakery products, and many more are needed, and we all need to start thinking outside of the box to promote these products. These are just some of our new products that we have. So in keeping in line with, we did many base products like whole millets to be cooked as rice and rava and suji and atta and sprouted flour earlier. But recently we have started introducing some of these products in the market. We have these instant noodles. They cook exactly like instant noodles. They come with a taste maker and they are fantastic. We have this pasta. So the noodles are completely gluten-free as well. We have this pasta which is like a combination of little millet and wheat. We have these papad minis which are gluten-free. We do bread, of course, which is specifically targeted for the Delhi NCR crowd. The breads and the bakes, we have pizza bases and burger buns that we supply. And base products include like khichdi and sattu and a health mix and millet ka poha, millet ki suji, millet ka atta, sprouted millet flour. So we have close to a range of 50 millet products. And we are like a one-stop millet solution for our customers. So anything that you want to eat with millet is available with our brand. We are a social enterprise and we work directly with farmer organizations and NGOs. A lot of our products come from self-help groups and farmer organizations who produce this for us. Some of the processing happens at our end, and some of the processing is contract manufactured. Apart from selling of millets, we've done a lot of fair bit of education and awareness on millets as well. Our key partner in this work is an NGO called SHOES. They work in Anantapur, Sri-Sattai district with close to 5,000 millet farmers, and they provide technical seed and marketing support to the farmers. And this is just catering classes, workshops, all of that we do. We have a millet store. We are available on Amazon. And these are the credentials. You can get in touch with us, and I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has. Thank you very much.
Thank you.